When my mother said it, she sounded relieved. That way we're not rushing, she added, as if the problem were time and not space. As if money were the only thing that ever constrained us. Of course, I said. I even meant it, in the way I had meant similar things for years. I pictured a later date. A calmer gathering, a reset that didn't require anyone to admit they'd chosen something else. After I hung up, I went back to the dining table, where my kids were wrapping gifts. They'd line them up neatly, a mug with my dad's fishing joke printed on it. A scarf my mom once admired in a store window. A wooden puzzle for my niece because she liked old-fashioned things. They worked carefully, tongues out, writing names with exaggerated care. I watched them longer than necessary. There's a particular kind of grief that doesn't arrive with tears. It settles like a weight you accept, because setting it down would mean acknowledging it exists. That night, after the house went quiet, I scrolled without intention. The post appeared between an ad and a recipe I'd saved. There it was, our living room. The living room I learned to walk in. The same tree, the crooked star we never replaced. 20 people, maybe more. Smiles, arms around shoulders. A golden doodle I didn't recognize sprawled contentedly on the rug. The caption was cheerful, grateful. Nothing defensive about it. I didn't zoom in. I didn't study faces. The meaning was clear without details. Grief changed shape. It wasn't sharp, it was clarifying. Like finally realizing the H you've been treating as weather is actually a leak. I closed the app and went back to the dining table. The gifts were still there, stacked by height, tags facing outward. My kids had tried to make them beautiful. They'd believed in the destination. I took a photo. No hands, no faces, just the stack. I sent it with one line, donating tomorrow. Then I put the phone down. The call started almost immediately. My mom's name filled the screen, disappeared, returned. Again. And again. I counted without trying to. 24 in 10 minutes. Each vibration felt smaller than the last, as if the phone itself were growing tired. I didn't answer because I knew what would happen if I did. Explanations would pour out, clarifications. A reshaping of reality that would place the burden back in my hands. Understanding, flexible, always ready to smooth the edges. Silence, I was learning, could be a boundary. In the morning, we loaded the gifts into the car. I told the kids we were bringing them to people who needed them more this year. I didn't say because. And they didn't ask. Children understand redistribution better than adults. They still believe in fairness. At 10, the knock came. Not tentative, not angry. Urgent in a way that assumed access. I opened the door. My mother stood there without her coat zipped, hair hastily brushed, breath a little short. She looked past me, as if expecting to see the gifts still stacked where she'd imagined them frozen. "Why didn't you answer?" she asked, stepping inside without waiting. "I was busy," I said. It was true. She took in the empty space by the table, the absence of ribbons. "You didn't have to do this," she said, already shifting into explanation. "You know it wasn't personal. Your sister had people in town, and it came together quickly, and, I listened." I let the words pass without catching them. When she finished, she looked at me, waiting for my part. The softening, the reassurance. "I believe you," I said. "And I still needed to do this." Her mouth tightened. "So this is punishment?" "No," I said. "It's protection." She frowned, as if the word itself were unfair. "From what?" I thought about listing things. Years, patterns. The way scarcity always seemed to land on my side of the family. The way abundance appeared elsewhere without explanation. But I didn't want a ledger. I wanted a line. "From teaching my kids that they're optional," I said. She looked startled, not defensive, just genuinely surprised. As if that possibility hadn't occurred to her. "Would didn't mean, I know," I said. "Meaning hasn't been the issue." We stood there, the house quiet behind us. Somewhere outside, a delivery truck idled. Ordinary sounds. No soundtrack. "I can't undo the donation," I said gently. "It's already scheduled." Her shoulders dropped, just a little, the urgency drained. Replaced by something closer to grief. Not mine, hers. The grief of realizing that the arrangement she'd relied on had changed without her consent. "So what happens now?" she asked. I didn't answer right away. Not because I didn't know, because I wanted to be honest. "Now," I said. "We stop pretending that after the holidays fixes everything." She nodded slowly. There was no apology. There was no absolution. Just a recognition that something had shifted. And it wasn't gonna shift back easily. After she left, I sat on the floor with my kids and played a board game we'd been saving. They laughed. They argued about rules. The day unfolded like any other, except lighter. Grief doesn't disappear when you choose yourself. It changes texture. It becomes something you can hold without bleeding. That night, I put my phone on the charger and left it there. I slept deeply. In the morning, the house felt quieter, not emptier. Just clearer. Self-respect doesn't arrive as triumph. Sometimes it arrives as the steady knowledge that you no longer need to explain why you stopped waiting to be included.